Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of
The OVERPOSITIVE Critic.
Alright, so in this episode, I wanted to talk about what is currently my favorite artist and my favorite band, Ice Nine Kills. I said that weird, but whatever. So I'm going to talk about my favorite of their albums too, The Silver Scream. But in particular, the 5 or I guess 8 music videos that make up the Silver Scream movie. And so I'm going to go one by one on those and talk about them. But their names are American Nightmare, Thank God It's Friday, Stabbing in the Dark, Grave Mistake, It Is the End, Merry Xmas, Your Number's Up, and Your Number's Up Again. So I'm going to watch all of those, and then I'm going to come back to each time. But for now, I'm just going to talk about Silver Scream. So Silver Scream was first recorded in 2018, and I didn't actually start liking it until right before I made the first episode of this show. So pretty big difference, but that doesn't matter because, yeah. If you hear those birds screaming outside, I'm sorry, but they're just there now. Anyways, so, yeah, I absolutely love them because they base each of their songs off of a popular horror movie. Or a cult classic, I guess, like Merry Xmas is based off of Silent Night, Deadly Night, I think. Not to be confused with 2022's Violent Night. But yeah. Oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm going to close the door real fast. There we go. And I just really, really like it. So that's why I'm making a video on it. Because as I said in the first episode, I'm just going to make videos on whatever I like. And if you guys like it, then watch it. If not, that's totally fine. But if you do like Adventure Time, you should stay to the end or just like skip there. Because I am going to be reviewing 1 episode this time instead of 2. But yeah, let's get right on to The American Nightmare. Alright, just got done watching American Nightmare. And my overall thoughts were I really love the song. But this is probably my least favorite of the music videos except for one of them. And I will say when I get there. But I'm just going to go down a basic summary and talk about the stuff I liked, didn't like, so let's go. So basically, the lead singer of the band is getting therapy. His name is Spencer Charnas from Dr. Ian Black. And, well, Ian Black doesn't really care about his patients at all. He just wants a book deal despite his old coworker, or I don't know. I think my classmate during college. I'm not exactly clear on that. But so Spencer goes in and tells Ian Black about his nightmares, and Dr. Black's just trying to poke and prod to get as much for the book as possible, and trying to frame Spencer as a killer. So basically, Spencer tells Dr. Black about a dream, and it starts off like with a girl in an assembly. And this is where the music video starts too. And it's talking about how her friend had supposedly killed herself, but what actually happened, and we'll find out that later, is that Freddy Krueger, or a dream demon, they didn't say Freddy, but a dream demon actually killed her. And the dream demon is Spencer. But there's just been a bunch of, dream demon kills lately, so she's sad. And also, it was her friend that got killed, so she's extra sad. But when Freddy starts attacking her, she goes on the offense. She's like, nuh-uh, Freddy. And I got to comment on Freddy's appearance here, or Spencer as Freddy's. I love it. it's like a mix between Wes Craven's New Nightmare and like his own design, and it looks really good. Like he even has the same claw from glove from Freddy's New Nightmare. And not Freddy's New Nightmare, Wes Craven's New Nightmare. And he has the trench coat and everything. And I think it looks really good. And yes, I will be reviewing the Nightmare on Elm Street movies eventually, but not today. Today is American Nightmare and the rest of Silver Scream. Anyways, but the girl is just okay. She's clearly a dream character because, you know, like, she's kind of like Laurie Strode in the original Halloween. She does as much as she can for what she gets, but she isn't like Batman. She isn't like able to do a backflip and kick Freddy's face off. That's okay. I don't mind that at all. But so she's fighting with Freddy, and she figures out after she rips his sweater that she can take him into the real world. And so she does some stuff with a tattoo machine, I think. I don't really know. I'm not that smart. And I think it's supposed to wake her up whenever she grabs onto Freddy. And she takes a bat into her dream, and she starts trying to fight Freddy, and then it ends. And then it goes back to Spencer and Ian. But I just want to talk about how, like, Freddy's personality is in this. And it's really good. I like it. It's like Robert Englund mixed with, like, the classic Freddy mixed with the New Nightmare Freddy. It's just, like, a perfect mix of serious and funny. I don't know. I feel like he really respected the entire Freddy franchise. And so, yeah. But snap back to reality. Oop, there goes gravity. Spencer is talking to his therapist, Dr. Black, and Dr. Black tells him to get some sleep things from the lady across the hall. But first, he goes over there and talks to her about, like, what they would do if they knew they were a killer and was studying them and would try and, like, study them. And she said it isn't ethical, but it would be useful. And so that's that. Then Spencer goes over there, and all I have in my notes for this scene is Spencer the Charmer. Because he just starts, like, talking to the therapist, the other one. And he's like, has anyone ever told you how amazing of a woman you are? Or when's the last time somebody told you that? And she just doesn't even react. I'm genuinely surprised by that. But whatever. I think that is his real-life wife. Like, Spencer Charnas' real-life wife. But, yeah. And so he, like, talks to her and asks about stuff that she has up on her walls and stuff. And takes some of the notes and then gets her signature for one of them so that he can forge his signature onto other notes. So, yeah. It's kind of revealed that he might have an ulterior motive, but nothing too big yet. Let's move on to Thank God It's Friday and see how the story develops. So, guys, this is a little embarrassing, but I got the order wrong earlier. It isn't Stabbing in the Dark next. Next is Grave Mistake. So, yeah. But that doesn't change that I just watched Thank God It's Friday, so let's get watching. Let's get talking. So, this part opens with a title card. Yes, I did just steal Dead Meat's thing. No, I'm not proud of it. But speaking of Dead Meat, there is, after the title card, a news broadcast. And it's talking about how 7 bodies have been found. But in James A. Janice's kill count of the Silver Scream, there's only 6 bodies, which possibly suggests that there was another person there that wasn't detailed in Spencer's dream. Sorry about the spoilers, if that made any sense, if you haven't watched Silver Scream yet, but whatever. Go watch Silver Scream instead of listening to me talk about it. It's way better to do that. But, yeah. Anyways, the fictional character Roy Merkins is the one that's giving the broadcast, and he, in universe, actually wrote a true crime book about the things of this, and you can actually read it. And I am getting a signed copy of the book. It's signed by Spencer Charnas, and I am very excited. It also has the audiobook. But yeah, so I'm excited. But just thought that was a cool little thing. But then it cuts to Dr. Ian Black and Spencer again, and they are doing therapy. Whoa, a therapist and a patient doing therapy. Wow. But this time, it's a different nightmare after he went on tour. After Spencer went on tour. And Spencer starts detailing a dream, and this is actually where the music video starts again. Next episode, it changes up a little bit, but whatever. And so there's 7 bodies. No, I read the wrong note. But yeah, so that's cool. And so it starts off with them like singing a song around a campfire, and eventually it cuts to like a rock and roll version of it. And so one of the guys goes off to pee, and he gets his neck slit because, he's peeing like a stupid person. Imagine peeing. That guy actually deserved it. But then after that, they're like still singing and stuff. But I must comment on like during the camp counselor scenes where like the band is dressed up as camp counselors and there's actually the drums instead of the scenes where they're sitting around the campfire. And friggin' Spencer, like a 30-year-old dude in some teenager's camp counselor outfit, cracks me up for some reason. I don't know why, but I died while watching it. It was just hilarious to me for some reason. But that's beside the point. But so actually, for this, it's Jason that's killing people, obviously, since it's thank God it's Friday. And the song perfectly frames Jason as, the mama's boy he is, which I also just stole that line from Deadbeat. But it's true. The song is literally like, part of the song is sang by Jason's mom. Jason's mom. That's a different Ice Nine Kills song. But yeah. So yeah. Then after that, 2 other people get killed. Well, actually, one guy gets killed, and then a girl runs away, and it's actually the girl from the last episode who fought Freddy, which is actually also the receptionist of the therapist thing. So everyone's playing like triple roles, and so that's cool. So she runs away, but then Jason's like, nah, that ain't happening, and stabs her in the gut. And then he goes back, and there's another guy that runs away. So he gets killed, obviously. And then it's just Spencer and the other person, the girl that exists. I don't really know her name, but it's the other therapist that was in real life Spencer Charnas' wife. So that's cool. And they escape onto a kayak, and there's this like happy little theme, and Dr. Black comments on it, and then Jason jumps out of the water and kills both of them. So yeah. But I really like the kills in this episode. I call it an episode, but this music video, and I definitely think that this video was better than the previous one, despite me liking A Nightmare on Elm Street a lot more than I like Friday the 13th movies. But, yeah. So back to the scene where Jason jumps out of the water and kills them. He actually, the actor that plays Jason in this lost the mask underwater. So the director of the music video had to go underwater and like find it, since that was the only mask they had for this, and it was like a specially made mask. So that was weird. And that's just a little behind the scenes thing I learned also from the kill count. So that's cool. But yeah. And so Spencer is like avoiding talking about his childhood because he says something about how the nightmares had been happening back then, and Dr. Black pokes and prods more, and Spencer's like, nah, and then he just leaves. And so Dr. Black starts talking to the other therapist again about what if he thinks that his patient actually is a killer. Sorry, I just died there for a second. And she said they could report it to authorities, but if anything but a outright confession, sorry, not downright, about to tell you the cheat code for the frickin' NES game. And that was such a stupid joke. I'm sorry. But yeah. So after that, it's revealed that Spencer actually put a what's it called? He bugged the room so that he could hear what they're saying, and he's also spying on them. And it like pans down, and it shows that his fist is all bloody for some reason. And that's how it ends. So far, I'm starting to like these episodes more and more, or music videos, sorry. I think of this as like just a really good TV show. Well, a TV show with a really good soundtrack. But yeah. And so we're moving on to Grave Mistake. Talk to you guys in a minute. All right, so I just got done watching Grave Mistake, and I really like this one, despite I have never seen The Crow. So don't judge me, but I might watch it before Halloween, just to get myself in the Halloween spirit, I guess, even though I kind of already am. But that's whatever. Anyways, so, yeah, this episode starts with Dr. Black being a spy. So Spencer and Dr. Black are spying on each other. So, and Dr. Black is really obvious about it, while Spencer is super good at it. And I just think that's pretty funny. But, so they actually had a third off-screen session about, where he talked about his nightmare. And it was the crow this time. But then that's not actually where it's not like a flashback to that. It's actually Dr. Black goes to a bar after confronting Spencer. And I just have in my notes, Scary Spencer for this episode. So yeah. And so Scary Spencer scares Dr. Black straight to a bar. But Dr. Black actually just followed Spencer there. And whenever he's there, Spencer pays some guy to go call Dr. Black. And so, yeah. And Spencer drugs Dr. Black, Dr. Black's drink, and Dr. Black stumbles outside, and the song starts. And I have to comment on the song because this is very possibly my favorite, but for now I'm going to have to say it's my second favorite just because I like American Nightmare a little more, I think. I don't know. It's weird that I can't make up my mind because I like them both so much. But I like both of these songs a lot. So, yeah. Dr. Black stumbles outside and the song starts. And so Spencer leaves his grave. But my personal interpretation of this is Spencer's kind of just walking around out there and maybe beating up some guys. But it's mostly Dr. Black hallucinating based on what Spencer told him from his last dream. Because you can kind of hear what Spencer's saying, and it's like basically what this music video is, except Dr. Black's there this time. So, yeah. But Spencer as the Crow is really cool, and I love, like, all the action with it. It looks really cool. And so, yeah. And Spencer, like, brutally kills these people, but that's whatever. So they're dead now. And whenever they die, they die. But Dr. Black wakes back up, and that's when the music video is over, like, the actual song part of it. And so, yeah, Dr. Black wakes up because some guy wakes him up. And so the guy, actually, I like him, but he isn't, like, the greatest actor in this thing. He isn't too good. But I still like him. Nothing against him. He just isn't as good as some of the other people. And so that was kind of funny to me. But, yeah. He's, like, some mafia guy, I guess. And so he's, like, nice and then mean to Dr. Black, because Dr. Black's annoying, and he realized that very quickly. And so he tells him to leave after he missed the toilet by about 20 feet, which, ew, for one, and for two, also, but, yeah. And Dr. Black goes home, and he's watching a news broadcast, and it's talking about what happened, and they actually don't know what happened. All they know is that two bodies, or the bodies, I don't remember how many exactly, were hanging from streetlights. So that's pretty crazy. I guess Spencer just was like, nah, I'm Spider-Man, and just, hung some bodies from a streetlight. So, yeah, I like Grave Mistake, and definitely better than, the music video is better than the previous two, because for one, they got a bigger budget, and for two, I like the action. All right, let's move on to Stabbing in the Dark. All right, so this is Stabbing in the Dark now. We're on the second to last of the main ones, but there are still a few others. So in this one, they're in a therapy session. Again. And Spencer is telling Dr. Black about the thing. It's about his nightmare, but it's weird to me that they're still keeping up the charade, because Dr. Black at least thinks that Spencer has done some weird stuff, like maybe killed people. So it's weird that he wouldn't confront Spencer. And then Spencer came back after knowing that Dr. Black was spying, and they both kept, like, their normal thing, despite Dr. Black in the previous episode or music video saying that he was unaware. He was unsure if Spencer was still unaware about his observation. But, yeah, so it's just interesting to me that they're keeping up the charade. So in this one, it's actually like a flashback, kinda, of Kid Spencer. That's actually this version of Spencer I wrote down for this music video. And then, so, setting, but I must mention that the setting for the band parts were awesome. Like, there are these little parts between the actual story of the music video where, like, it just cuts to the band playing the music, like whenever Spencer was the camp counselor in Thank God It's Friday. And in this, they're in this cool pumpkin patch with, like, a tree with orange, like, glowing out of its mouth in the background. And I want to go there. It looks so awesome. But, yeah. And so, it's kind of like Friday the 13th again, or Thank God It's Friday, I guess. But this time around, it's his babysitter instead of, like, just some random camp counselors. So, yeah. And they are, they're, like, having a party after he went to sleep. And so there's, like, boys over and stuff. And, like, her friends are over and stuff like that. And they're getting in the hot tub. But then, someone gets murdered, obviously. I don't actually remember who dies first. Oh, well, actually, first, before any of that, it's a security guard gets his eyes ripped out, and it's really gory, and I really like that. Favorite kill of the entire series so far. And, yeah. Episode, music video 5, It Is the End, has one I like slightly more. But that's whatever. And so, yeah, back to the thing. Someone gets murdered. I don't remember who it is, but they go inside for some beer or something and discover it, and discover the murdered person after Spencer had already been put to bed by the babysitter. And so that happened, I guess. I don't know where I was going with and so. I don't know. Sorry. But yeah, people just keep getting killed. And I gotta say, this episode, besides the security guard, has probably the least bloody kills, which is okay because the security guard one makes up for it, but I just noticed it. But, yeah. And so, the person who actually plays Kid Spencer in this episode is the actor who plays Dr. Black's real-life child. So, I thought that was pretty cool. And he's a pretty good actor, too, just like Dr. Black's actor. So, yeah. And so, I keep saying so, I'm sorry. People just keep getting picked off one by one. So, eventually the babysitter fights back. But not after one of the future band members comes in and gets murdered, which is fun. I always love it whenever future band members come in and get murdered. It's tight. In the great words of that one guy that makes the pitch meeting videos. But yeah. And she fights back and she actually kills Michael Myers. This is a Halloween one, by the way, if I didn't mention that already. But she kills Michael Myers and he's like actually dead. Unlike usual where there's like a twist ending, he's dead. And it was all okay. Just kidding. Not Michael Myers. The kid, Spencer, shows up and kills the babysitter. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. And then it's just over. Not the whole episode, but the nightmare's over. And instead of showing the rest of the therapy session, it just cuts to later in the day with Ian Black searching up the stuff that has happened and seeing that it's actually real. And he is shocked. And then the episode ends. So, on to It Is the End. Gonna go watch that, and then I will be right back. Dun-dun. Alright guys, it took me a little while, so it's a lot later than I expected it to be, but I have watched It Is the End. And so, let's get right to the review. So, first off, the episode starts out with Dr. Ian Black getting the USB drive, and he's the old therapist's sessions with Spencer. And Spencer shows aggression. And so Dr. Black's like, whoa, that must mean he killed everyone. And then Dr. Ian Black's like, hey, receptionist lady, come back here. And then he gets kidnapped. Anyways, here's when the actual thing starts. He's in an amusement park now, and Spencer is chained up to a wall. They eventually figure out that it's a crazed fan that's been doing this all along, and he was actually seen in the previous episode, A Grave Mistake. So that's pretty crazy. He was seen in the background. He was the hooded figure. And so, yeah. Spencer gets real mad, and then the wall turns, and the wall turns and takes Spencer away, and then the song starts as Dr. Black is, on a fun little roller coaster ride, and Pennywise is singing this song. Pennywise is actually a pretty good singer. I never realized how good he was. But I think it's suspected that Pennywise is actually the man in black. So, yeah. But it is obviously Spencer doing the vocals. But just for this music video, they didn't use Spencer. So, after the song is over, during the song, Pennywise puts his face through the stomach of frickin', what's her name? The other doctor that Spencer forged the signatures for. And it kills her. And it's like my favorite kill in the series. That's what I was talking about. And so, yeah. And then the ride stops. And Pennywise comes out and reveals who he truly is. And you guessed it, it wasn't the hooded figure. I tried to mislead you and probably didn't work. It was Spencer. Wow. So Spencer's like, "What's up, danger?" And he says hello to Dr. Ian Black. And also in the very start of the episode, it's thought that he kills his band members. Spencer did. But I didn't want to mention that because it might have ruined it. Anyways, so yeah. He goes on a big, long monologue revealing all of the secret of the show. Turns out that the reason he chose Dr. Black is because he wasn't actually the one that killed his babysitter, who is actually his sister. It was a psychopath that Dr. Ian Black had ruled completely sane. He got out and killed Spencer's entire family. And Spencer killed him. It was his first ever kill. And it won't be his last. And then Dr. Ian Black dies, and Spencer's taken to the hospital. And then we get a sudden 3 weeks later. And we see that Spencer's at a new therapist. So overall, I really liked this music video. I think it was one of the best music videos. I'm not as big of a fan of the song. I'm dying right now. But, I still like it, obviously. I like all their songs. And so, yeah. Now, time to move on to the other ones that are shorter and aren't really a part of the main story, but they tease Welcome to Horrorwood and stuff. So I am going to do them. Next one, Merry Xmas, which is actually a prequel to the series. See you after I watch it. Good. Bye. I'm just joking. See you in a second. Alright, I just got done watching Merry Xmas, which was actually made as a prequel to the Silver Scream. So, this is actually my number one music video for this. And I will give my ranking at the very end of this video. But, yeah, it's my number one in this entire video. And I just absolutely love this. And the only note I made for this is I want to play this game. Because basically, this is Spencer as an even younger child than Stabbing in the Dark. And he gets a really cool game on Christmas. And that's just the entire music video, him playing the game. And then Santa shows up and murders his family, but then they undie by the end, so it's whatever. Either way, I really like this one, but it's going to be a shorter review. But just know I really, really like this, and I would love to play this game someday. Also, Santa in this looks really awesome, and I love the kill on the parents. It's more bloody than Stabbing in the Dark. And this one was just released as a low-budget thing to tease Part 5. So, alright. Now on to your numbers up. Alright, this isn't even an actual, music video, but it is still relevant to the story, so I like it. I changed my location again, sorry, so if you hear different sounds this time, I'm sorry. But I am doing a Your Numbers Up review now. I don't know why I said that. This is actually the last real song because the next one doesn't actually have the song in it. And this is just like a lyric video. So, but it does have some story. It's actually 7 years after the Silver Scream happens. And it's a call of when Spencer called this girl that was in the hospital and murdered her promptly. So, yeah, that's fun. And basically, the only notes I wrote down were cool way to frame a lyric video, and that she is on Craven Lane, which, Wes Craven, R.I.P., but that's just a cool thing to put since original Scream was directed by Wes Craven. But yeah, I liked it. It was good. I really liked the song. It was just a lyric video though, so there was nothing too important. Next video, I really like, but there's no song, so I'm not going to be reviewing the song in that. I am, however, putting that one on the list still. So, yeah. Okay, so even though I watched this video for the first time earlier today, I guess I got confused on how it was framed. This other Your Number's Up actually is different from the killing described in the last part. It's actually the real news broadcast from the last part is on TV in this one. And so this isn't 7 years in the future. They're just in 2019 still. So that's fine. But, yeah, apart from that, I really like this one. I like it more than I remembered liking it, but yeah. So also, there's more Roy Merkins, which I didn't realize when I first watched it. There's some flashbacks at the start of the thing, too. So it just flashbacks to the other episodes to show what's happened already. And then, so, in my notes, I just wrote, Casey is gonna die. But Casey is a worker at the hospital, and she gets a call from someone. You don't ever hear the call that she gets, but it's probably just something ominous from Spencer. And then, an alarm starts going off, and she checks on Spencer because, she loves Spencer. And they kissed earlier. And so she checks on him, and he's just sleeping. He's a little sleepy boy. And so she goes and tries to fix it, and she does. And then she's walking down a hallway. All of a sudden, Spencer's there in a Ghostface costume. And this is the scariest scene in all of the Silver Scream, not Screen. He just freaking, stabs her a bunch, and it, gave me a seizure because of how many flashing lights there are. And then he just plays with her intestines. And, yeah, it's really good. And then he takes his Ghostface mask, puts it on a pedestal, and then, it shows the mask from Welcome to Horrorwood. So, yeah, cool. I'm liking it so far. And next video, next podcast is 14 days from now, and that one will also be about Welcome to Horrorwood. Because the final part of Welcome to Horrorwood comes out on Friday the 13th. Very exciting. So, we'll just have to see. And so, yeah. Now I'm going to share with you my ranking of all 7 parts. Or all 8 parts, actually. And so, yeah. In 8th place, I put Your Number's Up lyric video, which I know it's a little harsh, but it's true. It has to be put there because, it's the only one where nothing happens except for, a short news broadcast at the beginning. Kind of sucks. Then in 7th place is The American Nightmare. And I've said why before, but I don't like it as much as the others, but I still really like it. And then we have Stabbing in the Dark, which is just I guess the lore implications for this one's better, but then Thank God It's Friday. But I like Thank God It's Friday's video more, and they're kind of similar, so I just put Thank God It's Friday above it. Anyways, coming in 5th place, Thank God It's Friday. And then fourth place, that Your Number's Up video that doesn't have the song in it, that I was completely wrong about how it fits into the timeline. And then in third place, It Is the End, because it's epic. Then in second place, Grave Mistake, because I really like the fight scenes with him as the crow and stuff. And then in first place, and I do not regret this a tiny bit, I put Merry Xmas, because I just love the music video for that. It is so good. If you are only going to watch one, I suggest you to watch that. But yeah, here's Season 1, Episode 3 of Adventure Time. I'm not doing Episode 4 this episode, but yeah, Adventure Time! Alright, guys, so I just watched Season 1, Episode 3, Prisoners of Love of Adventure Time. And yeah, that's basically what it is. Prisoners of Love. Ice King traps some princesses in some ice cages. And, yeah, he's trying to get one to marry him. Anyways, episode 1 starts with... it starts with Finn and Jake sledding in the Ice Kingdom. And then, their sled breaks, so Jake turns into a sled. But then Ice King isn't having none of that. So Ice King's just like, nah, and he throws snow golems at them. And they quickly defeat the snow golems guys. And so Ice King's just like, nuh-uh, and freezes them. And that's what happened. And so he takes them back to the ice castle, I guess is what it'd be called. And he's just like, he puts them in a cage with a bunch of princesses. All the princesses are sad. And eventually he becomes like unfrozen. And sorry, that's my dog, if you heard that. But so he becomes unfrozen, and he like, you know, they become unfrozen, and they had a key, but then they didn't because they gave it to this thing. I don't remember what it was, but they gave it to him. And yeah, I don't remember who they gave the key to, but they gave it to someone. And so they give Jake turns his hand into a key and tries to open it, but Ice King freezes Jake again. And then starts trying to force Wildberry Princess to play piano, and then gets a bunch of other instruments and makes all the princesses play different instruments, and he plays his drums. And while he's playing his drum, well, he leaves the room for a minute to go grab something else for them to do. And so Finn's like, all right, now everyone start acting like they're having a bunch of fun. And so all the princesses and Finn and even Jake do, even though Jake's still frozen. And yeah, Ice King gets tricked and goes into the cage, and then Finn just like beats him up a bunch. He just beats the crap out of Ice King. And so Ice King gets knocked out. Well, but it's kind of sad actually for Ice King. He just wants to be loved. And whenever you learn that like full story of Ice King, it's even more sad why he wants to get princesses. And so, sorry, I'll move away from that. So Ice King he gets knocked out, and you go into his dream, and he's just like flying around in this yellowish world, like naked, covered by his beard, his giant beard, talking about why princesses won't love him. And he eventually just like meets the cosmic owl, or the premonition owl, I can't remember his name, and the cosmic owl tells him, it's 'cause you're a psychopath, dude. And Ice King gets confused, and then he wakes back up because the penguins are tickling him. And then everyone leaves on the back of Jake, and Slime Princess tries marrying Finn, and so Jake is like, Jake helps out by saying, Finn pees his pants all the time. And then Slime Princess just freaks out, and then the episode ends. overall, not a bad introduction for a lot of characters that we'll see a lot more in this show, like Ghost Princess and Hot Dog Princess and all that good stuff. Overall, probably like a 8, solid 8 out of 10. I liked it. Anyways, guys, thank you for listening to this podcast. This is going to be the end, and I'll see you guys next episode. 14 days. Goodbye.